the #1 item that men buy?
Panties. Dirty panties.
Today's episode is brought to you by Promescent. Use the code in our description to automatically get 15% off at checkout.
What if there was just one supplement that helped you here, and yes, even here? Say hello to Vitaflux powder for men. This natural blend has 3 key amino acids like L-arginine, L-citrulline, and L-carnitine. With just a scoop in the morning and 1 scoop in the evening, Vitaflux helps to increase testosterone levels, improve recovery times from injury and exhaustion, and increase libido, giving you energy in any activity you engage in. Did we mention it comes with delicious flavors like mint mojito? So what are you waiting for? Get back to your prime. Shop Vitaflux powder for men today.
You're watching ASN Underground with me, your host, Sam Mack. Today, I am emptying out my closet. But not just me. Your favorite celebrities and stars from all over America and beyond have been packaging up their personal items and shipping them all over the world to the most dedicated and loyal and committed fans. And we're here to talk to the woman behind it all. Please welcome to the stage the brains, the beauty behind Fans Utopia. My love. I like the brown dress. This is smart. This is smart. It's like we planned this. Oh. All right, so I know what you do. You know what you do, but we're going to tell the general public right now, what is Fans Utopia?
Fans Utopia is a full-service company that we specialize in selling used lingerie, toys, and clothing from famous porn stars, content creators, and models.
All right, so let's break this down. So, clothing. What kind of clothing are we going to see on the website, and who are some of the biggest names you have?
Clothing-wise, it would be clothing from the actual scenes, like, for instance, the buyer's favorite scenes. And then I would say lingerie is really the biggest. So panties are huge, bras, dirty socks. Some of the biggest is definitely you. Mia Malkova, Emma Hicks. There's a lot of them. Nikki Ben's been around forever, too. Kenzie Taylor. There's a lot of them. I've been really good about making sure we have a lot of big stars on there.
Can we purchase men's clothing and items?
Yes, you can. And that's a different type of buyer. So they mostly want boxers, but really dirty boxers, or they like sweaty T-shirts. Is more of their specialty.
They want that natural essence built in.
Exactly.
So who are these buyers?
These buyers are from all over the world, and they are men and women who are they're very unique buyers because they know exactly what they want. For instance, they don't just buy something off the website. It's because it's their favorite scene, or they'll send me different photos researching things from like 5-10 years ago from a specific person that they want. So it's a really dedicated fan.
So, what about socks and shoes?
Socks and shoes are huge, especially high heels. High heels are the best, or sweaty, like sneakers are really big. Socks, the dirtier the better. So things that we would throw away, that's the stuff that they want to have.
So are they going after like the dirty aspect, or do they want like as many like scents from that person?
Exactly. They want the complete package. So they want to see that there's dirt on it because the person wore it. They want the scent, whether it's the body, like odor, or the perfume on it. They just want the complete package of that item. That's how they feel that they connect deepest to that star.
I can relate to that. Like, how many times have I stolen a boyfriend's sweater and it smells like his cologne? You curl up and it feels like home. Like, that's a great feeling. I understand that. I can get with that.
Yeah, it's definitely a comfort thing. Or when they're watching their favorite porn scene, for instance, and being able to smell all the smells that go on during that scene.
That come along with that.
It makes them feel like they're there.
Wild.
Yeah, so it's another experience how people can view their favorite scenes.
So you mentioned toys.
Yeah.
What kind of toys are we talking about? Basketballs? Tic-tac-toe? Monopoly?
Definitely not. I will say a very wide range of dildos and anal plugs, and not just your normal looking ones. I mean, swords, like things that I've never seen before in my life.
Oh, so you got like an instant education collecting these items.
Oh, yes. I learn every day that I'm at my office, I learn something new. And I'm always like in shock of how some of these toys look. I mean, they are just massive and just, they scare me looking at them.
And so are people autographing these toys?
Yes.
Or
Yes, they still have the juices on them. They are used. So a lot of them we just keep in the bag once they're there because I don't want
Sealed
to.
for freshness?
Yes, everything is vacuum sealed. That's a big part of everything in my store is I want them to have that scent from the second that I get it.
Man, that's tricky. I think everything in my house washes because that's part of the plan.
Of course.
But, okay, what is the unusual items you got? Not clothing, not shoes, not toys. What other kind of items are people looking for?
The most
Like
unusual.
collector's items.
Collector's items, I would say, funny to say this, really the biggest collector item right now is we just sold Mia Malkova's breast implants.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Yes.
And so that
Like the
is,
silicone belt.
oh,
big.
yeah, and it actually has still the bag that the doctor gives you that's in it. That like
So it's sealed for
yeah,
freshness?
yeah, oh yes, yeah. And then I had her autograph them and stuff, and that was a huge collector thing because that's been through her whole journey of all her scenes that she's done.
Oh, and like the best pillow too. Like,
Exactly.
dang, okay. And when she walked in here before hair and makeup, she's like, "You got any implants?" Yes, they're still attached to me. Oh my goodness. Okay, what about other collector's items? We talked a little bit about Polaroids or pictures, posters.
So one thing that we're going to be selling on the website soon is Kenzie Ann made a book from the beginning of when she did porn, Polaroids of all the people that she did scenes with and autographed them. So she has a scrapbook, which is a really cool collector's item because she's not doing
And
mainstream
that's a
anymore.
one-off.
Yeah, so that would be like a really big collector's thing.
Gosh, I thought of that.
Yeah, so a lot of Polaroids too. Like she has all her Polaroids from like her first Playboy that she did and all of that and saves them. So a lot of other stars are like that as well. They have a lot of Polaroids or
Yeah.
different press passes and stuff through a lot of the
You
different
mean like
shows
the
or productions.
lanyards that you wear
Yes,
at
yeah.
expos?
Yeah. They have
Dang.
that.
Wristbands.
Everything. Also, too, scripts are really big too. So they autograph the scripts, and so a lot of them hold on to it. And those are another way of connecting on a lighter level than for say, used panties. So that's really big.
Wow.
We also made some action figures, which was cool. So we made some of Siri Doll of like her alter ego as Siri Doll, and then as herself as being like a competitive weightlifter. So
Whoa.
those sold and did really well too. So we tried to always mix it up and give them, unique ways to be able to connect with the fan.
What is the, I don't know what this answer is going to be. What's the number one item that men buy?
Panties, dirty panties, things that we would throw away because they don't
They're
look
done.
good.
Their life is over.
They took their course. Yeah,
They are experienced.
yes, that is the hottest seller.
What is the most common thing for a woman to buy?
They love to buy bra panty sets, and sometimes we have stars that sell the complete set with the garter
Yeah.
and the heels and everything, and they love those because they get to wear it on their different scenes or if they're stripping and stuff like that, so they love it because they're high-end lines of lingerie, so it's the best
Very
way to
high-end.
get it, yes.
I think one of the exciting things, I remember my partner really loved Cherie DeVille, and I saw Cherie DeVille was selling this Honey Burdette, like bustier panty top, and I'm like, man, that'll never fit me, but if I have that and it's his favorite star and I'm wearing her outfit from that scene, that's gonna we can role play a little, right? Like,
Exactly. And
I can be everyone's favorite stepmom for a minute. So I can see how people would want to wear those outfits as well. It's also a really good way to get some really cool new items to wear yourself that this clothing's temporary. You wear it for a few shoots, you pass it on. You wear it for a few shoots, you pass it on. So it's kind of a
Exactly.
cost-effective way for women to get new outfits.
Because especially with the Honey Burdette outfits, they can go for like $500 or more for a set. I mean, as a performer, it's a lot of money to be spending, and you only can wear it in a certain amount of times. So them selling on the website, they get money back, and they're able to go use that to go buy more of their favorite lingerie.
So one thing that I'm doing, surprise, this lovely set right here, this lovely pink Honey Burdette set, I have teased that I was selling it so many times that I couldn't part with it, but I am selling everything from every one of my shoots. So all of my items. Hopefully by the time this airs, it's going to be up on the site.
I can't wait.
Girl, I have had things shipped. My mom shipped me stuff from storage, outfits that I wore 10 years ago, outfits that I wore in other countries. Everything is going. I'm so fully committed to like doing this show and moving forward in life and doing other things. Like porn doesn't serve me anymore. So this is like the line in the sand, and I am like putting everything in your hands. Everything's going up on the website. We're not looking back. Like the shoes, the pantyhose, the garter belt, but that pink set is like, it was my first high-end piece of lingerie.
Yeah, and see,
it was
you
my
have the memories with it. That's what I think is so neat about you saving all of it, and
It's
why a lot of
special.
other performers do. You remember where you came from and grew as a performer, and your taste of different things and stuff. It's neat that you hold all of that. I think your fans are really going to love that.
that one. And honestly, like I really hope that a woman does buy it or somebody buys it for their woman, because it is a very comfortable, very structured, sturdy piece of lingerie. Like you're paying for quality. But it's also like my most loved piece. Like I wanted to get rid of it so many times. I just couldn't bring myself to do it because it's the first time I felt truly like lingerie was built for me.
Yeah.
It was so, they called me Honey Burdette and they were like, hey, we don't have the size you order, but based on your measurements, we think you should wear this. And I'm like, I could never fit in that size. And then it came and it was like, perfect. So that was a really pivotal point in my career. But I think part of me moving forward, I'm going to get misty-eyed about this, is like letting go of oh, I'm gonna cry.
No.
So it's very special. We're gonna put a big price tag on it, but it's very special, and I think somebody else would like get so much use and enjoyment out of it. No matter how they're using it, maybe you wear it to a party with your partner, maybe you just sniff it. I have no idea what you do with it. Maybe you frame it and put it behind glass at the Hard Rock Cafe. I don't know, but I think that's a big. That's the big moment. That's the line in the sand. Woo.
Of course, because all the memories that you've held on to, you're now letting them go. It's definitely made emotional.
I have like paid a lot of money to have that set professionally cleaned so many times. It is never getting clean again. Like there's
Good, it can't.
It is so. It is not stained in any way that a photo shoot would show it, but my favorite photo shoots are in that outfit, and it's so hard. I'm literally tearing up. It's so hard to let go of, but like. I haven't told anyone that I've been retired for 2 years. It's been a big secret because I didn't want my followers to like disown me. Like I still wanted to have value. And now 2 years later, I'm like, oh, my fans who actually care about me and what I'm doing, they're supporting this show. And they're supporting me riding my motorcycle. And they're supporting all the other things that I do because they're actual fans. And the people who have like just casually dripped it off because they noticed no new videos were coming out, they were unnecessary anyways because they weren't actually paying for subscriptions or communicating with me on any sort of important level. So the people who were important, those real fans, they did stay. They are amazing. Shout out to all of you. But yeah, the porn's gotta go. And why do I have buckets and buckets of porn clothes? And so I'm so happy in like the direction my life is going and things that I'm doing that I really want the people who like love me and support me along the way to have those memories. So I'm gonna get all those press passes out. I didn't think of that till we talked today, so I'm gonna call my mom and ask for all my press passes because she has everything. There's shout outs to the moms, supportive moms out there. But also too, I've got a bunch of dresses that fans did purchase from me that I wore to specific events that we're gonna seal up for freshness, resell those. What else? Shoes, toys.
Yes, all of that.
Man. Like this is the great purge.
Yes. It's good for the next chapter, because, it's going to a good place that someone's either going to enjoy it who's in the industry or with their partner. And that's like the happy moment about it, too. You're not just throwing it away,
No, and I would feel bad just throwing these things away. That's why I've kept them for so long because they do hold that kind of meaning. But, it's a big step. It's a big step to be like, all right, porn is done, guys. But I've got, the magazine covers, the magazine stories. We'll sign all of that. I was in the back room just signing posters now, so you guys can have the memories of Samantha Mack and who she was and what she did. But we're moving forward with ASN Underground show with Sam Mack. Sam Mack does awesome stuff. We've got some crazy things going on. It's a whole new direction. It's a whole new world. And now what's really cool is, not only people like you, but the people who've been buying my lingerie, we are raffling off interview spots to be on this show. So not only that, we might cross-promote with that, actually. We might make that a high-ticket item for you. So the loyal fans can come here on the show with me. We can talk about, what makes them a fan, what they do, where they came from, where they're going. We can cover people's faces, whatever they need. But we're going to keep redirecting with everybody. So moving forward, I'm not going to have any more porn clothes for you. But I will have sweaty motorcycle gear. I'm going to have the sweaty gym clothes. I've got permanently stained white gym clothes.
That's totally going to work, because your fans that are loyal will always stick with you. You know what I mean? And they're going to want to be a part of the journey of seeing the next chapter and what you do. So you're not going to lose the loyal fans. You're just showing them a different side of you now.
And the implants are coming.
Oh, I think they're going to buy all of it.
We're gonna go to a more reasonable size. The goal is to get rid of the circus boobs and have, TV show host boobs. So they're coming, guys. You're gonna get the implants, or as I like to call them, your personalized pillows.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a very, very exciting time. Years ago, I had a friend named Brent Ray Fraser, beautiful male performer. He's been on So You Think You Can Talent. So You Think You've Got Talent in every other country. And he's famous for being the naked painter, and he does not use his hands to paint.
Wow.
And he does these massive murals. He's absolutely incredible. But on his site, 10 years ago, before any OnlyFans or like Pornhub profiles, any of that, he was selling, like he would wring out his gym shirts and sell bottled sweat. He was trimming his chest hair and selling that as little Christmas presents. Like we would buy them for other women who liked him as like a novelty item. It was so fun and it was so whimsical. And then no one really like continued this trend until you opened an entire business selling people's business.
And we used to sell urine, cum, pube hairs.
Is illegal, is it not?
Actually,
selling bodily fluids, isn't that?
No, as long as you make sure to put all the correct. For instance, we don't like when we did it, we weren't shipping out of the United States. No, because we're not giving them enough to create a crime scene. You know what I mean? It's just like a little bit.
And it's accurately labeled. We're not being like, "Hi, try this apple juice."
Yes. So no,
From concentrate.
It's just a little, just a little bit is legal, so it's okay. But I don't want to know what the men do with it. But yeah, they definitely the pube hair is a really big thing. They love that, and just locks of hair and everything. Yes.
Amazing. People will buy anything.
Absolutely.
But if I think about it, though, how many times, like, not only was I, like, instantly drawn, first person I ever saw sell their lingerie was Sharitaville. And I was just like, damn, I should get that. A, because I know it's high quality. B, I know what her body shape is, so I think it might, fit. I mean, Sharitaville's a terrible example. We are not the same body shape. But I feel like people look at me and are like, oh, well, if it fits her and her boobs are this big and her butt's this big, then it'll fit me. So now they can actually have that actual garment that they know stretches because they've seen it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I hope girls buy my stuff and wear it. I hope that people put my outfits on, take photos, and feel as good as I did in those same outfits. I really hope so. I'm not opposed to dudes buying my stuff and whatever dudes do with it, whether they wear it, that'd be cool. I hope they wear it too. I hope they wear it and feel as pretty as I did. or whatever they choose to do. I just hope that people get enjoyment out of it and that they're happy and that I continue to be a positive memory in their life. If you need a new outfit to wear on the red carpet, you can have one of mine, because that's the other thing I'm giving you is some of my iconic custom-made red carpet dresses.
Wow.
And these are like well into the 4-digit dresses.
I can't wait to see them.
So shipping's gonna suck because we're talking like whole skirts. But I really, really hope once again somebody is a big enough fan, or they resonate with like my body type and like my style, and they, it's a type of dress that you can't get your hands on. It was completely designed for me. I had no say in the design of these dresses. Designers came to me and they were like, I made this for you. Can you wear it? It was made for my exact measurements. And they're all, you can change the size on everything because they're very strappy.
That's
so
cool.
They will fit any body because they are adjustable, but I've left it to my measurements from that photo.
Wow.
So, and the dress that I'm speaking of right now, the photo of that dress got me deleted on Instagram for being too sexy.
What?
My first Samantha Mack account was shut down because this dress was too sexy for Instagram. And I was, I think, 265 pounds in the photo. And I was showing too much skin versus material for their computer algorithm.
Oh my goodness.
And so they shut down my entire Instagram got shut down. I was cranking up so fast. I was so close, creeping on 1 million followers.
Yeah.
I got cut off at the ankles during the week between XBiz and AVN Awards.
Oh no.
So right in the middle, the biggest business season of the year, at the peak of my career, I got wiped out on social media. And so that dress, too sexy for the internet, is going to be all yours to give to whoever the highest bidder is. So I'm really, really excited about. But that is also like a very important dress. It has been to huge shows. It was my host dress for the Vancouver Fetish Weekend. It was my XBiz Awards show dress. It's been all over the place. Anytime I need like a show-stopping number, that was the one I pulled out. And now, hopefully somebody else will wriggle their body into it and get just as much joy as I have, because like these big ticket items, they're so expensive. So much thought goes into it, so much construction, structure, like remaking. But you can't wear an iconic show-stopping dress too many times before it becomes like your only outfit. So it's important for me to continue to grow as my body changes and my identity changes, to change the style. But this dress, too sexy for the internet, use with caution. I really hope somebody, I mean, maybe a drag queen wants to buy it, or a cross-dresser. Yeah. This is like that caliber of fancy. So it's so hard for me to part with these things, but I feel really, really comfortable knowing that you have created this database of people who truly are collectors, truly are using their fetish for good and not evil. I feel very comfortable. This is a big, scary step for me. Nobody ever thinks about what they're going to do after porn, but this is it. I'm in the after porn, and I've been kind of quietly sitting here for 2 years hoping no one notices, but now it's time to like, let's do this. Let's purge everything. Let's give the people all the last little pieces of me, because we're moving on. So
it's going to be good though for you.
You know what I like though? I get to leave this persona and this energy behind, and I don't have to die to do it. Like, you know, my clothing isn't being memorialized in a cabinet somewhere because I'm gone. I get to still be here and watch people be happy with it. So that's really cool. What are the average prices for these kinds of items? What's the cheapest thing we've got? What's the most expensive thing we've got?
You know, it depends on the star, you know, because we do take all different types. So sometimes it can be someone who's new in the business but has a big following, or they're in between kind of being a content creator or in porn or vice versa. So I would say you can get things as cheap, panties as cheap as probably $80.
Nice.
For someone, she's a stripper in Las Vegas. So up to $120 for pretty big name if it's just worn, but then if it has period blood in it or urine or other things, they can go up to like $250, $300.
Wow.
Yeah, it just depends what's in it, you know. And the big thing with the buyers,
I'm not giving you all that.
The big thing with the buyers is they want to know how long it's been worn. So a lot of that kind of goes into it. But now that we're focusing on getting just a lot of bigger name talent, it's definitely more on the higher end side with stuff for sure. But we try to have the in-between prices, because I want people that maybe they're new to the fetish, but they want to explore it a little bit. I want them to be able to afford to do that. So that's why I try to keep everything as affordable as possible so people can enjoy, you know, their hobby.
Yes, yes. I think for a lot of the award show dresses, or like the non-crotch outfits, I'm pretty comfortable keeping those prices down, because I want people to wear them. I want women to jump on and be like, I want that Samantha Mack dress. So, I mean, I trust you every time. I'm just like, I don't know, whatever you think, here you go. I put you in, I give you control and credit for all of the work that you've done with my outfits. But, man, it is. I didn't think I was going to get like all misty-eyed about this, but.
You know, it's...
Now they know. I've told them now. They didn't know for 2 years. Now they know.
It's an end of an era for you, you know? That's, you were so focused in it, and now you're moving on to the next chapter and growing as a person, and that takes a lot just for a person to be able to do that. And so now that, you know, and especially that you're so excited about it and stuff like that, you know, you gotta, like they say, you leave the stuff in the past so you can move forward. So getting rid of all of that is the next step.
What about trophies?
Ooh, you have trophies?
Yeah, I've won some awards.
Oh, they give you trophies for the awards? That's pretty cool.
I have actual trophies. I mean, they're just sitting on my mom's mantle.
What's the shape of exactly when you win these trophies?
Mine starts small and it goes up into a star.
Ooh.
Or I have one that goes up into an X for XBiz.
Yeah.
I don't have AVNs. Company has AVNs. I personally don't.
That's so cool. I think, no, to be honest, we haven't even sold that on the website. I think that would be amazing. I don't think many performers probably want to part with them. So the fact that you're moving on to this next step in your life, I think that would be a really special item that people could have in their house.
I wondered, anyone want my trophies? I mean, I just feel like it feels very like freeing for me to be like, you know what, I did it well. You know, Porno Boot Camp was wildly successful through Vice on Vice. So we had a good time. Things were great, but in the end, like right now, my OnlyFans is still running, but it's very much a fan site. I talk to people. I still Skype with people one-on-one, but I'm not sending them stuff they can reproduce anymore. I'm not being blasted all over the internet anymore. I am actively trying to take things down because I have been around for so long that back in the day, you couldn't just get free content. You had to know that person's URL. You had to be a fan. You had to be subscribed. You couldn't just, like, I remember messaging websites like free ones and porn. I'd be like, can I be a porn star? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I had a very dedicated following back then. And so now with the way the industry's changed, it doesn't serve me anymore. There's more cons than there were pros. And I think leaving on a high note and a positive note is just the best thing I can do for myself, best thing I can do for my fans. And this is one avenue where I can still go out smiling and happy and like transition into my next adventure as TV show host of ASN Underground show and other shows coming soon in such a positive light. Like, I'm not shunning people for being my fans. I'm so happy. I still want them around, but I've only got so much to give, and this is the end of it. So thank you for doing all my dirty work for me and doing all the mailing labels and the emails and the contacts. If people have requests, if they want specific outfits from me, what can they reach out to?
On your page directly, it's hello@fansutopia.com, and that's where they can do special requests. If there's certain outfits, like we've had in the past, that people have certain outfits that they want from you, that's how they would do it. And they just submit a photo, and then I talk to you.
Nice. And so moving forward, you guys will still be able to get my gym clothes. You'll still be able to get my sweaty riding gear. I had a very short moment in my life where I was quite famous for the natural essence of my socks. They like to be fragrant quite quickly. And also, I was really well known for my underboob sweat for a long time.
Wow.
That was a thing. Back in the day of like fetish videos, like way back at the beginning of my career, somebody made a comment that my underboob sweat smelled so sweet by comparison that they were craving it. I'm like, oh, that's so weird. I was brand new. I didn't know what to do. I was just
You didn't bottle it?
No, I didn't know it. I was so young. I didn't know what fetishes were. Like I was such a beginner. But now it's in my head, and here I am, years, like a decade later. And after the gym, I pull off. I'm like, oh, yeah, it still smells good. Like every time I sniff my bra when I take it off, and it's such a silly habit, but it's all because like that one person put the idea in my head, and then people started talking about it. We're talking like MySpace days. Like this is a while ago, and so you know what? I love people's fetishes. I love that they love me. I love that they love me at such a level that my socks are enough for them. My shoes are enough for them. My autograph is enough. My press pass is important. You know, like somebody wants my implants. Somebody wants my trophies. It makes me feel really special. It makes me feel really, really loved. So this like communication and this connection that we have with people who watch us is really heartwarming. And so I really appreciate it. I wish I could give you guys more, but I can't. I will run myself into the ground if I give you any more. This is what retirement looks like, you guys. So if you want anything of me, you got to go through her now. That's how it works. Where can people find you online?
They can find me at fansutopia.com and on Instagram and Twitter at fansutopia1. Yep, the number one, because everyone in the adult industry gets at least one profile deleted.
Oh, I know. Oh.
That's a whole other situation.
Social media, I tell you. Please contact Fans Utopia 1. You guys, I really want to hear where these things end up too. So if you end up wearing my outfit to an event or in the bedroom or it's your first time cross-dressing, let me know, because I find that stuff really heartwarming. I really don't want the communication between me and my fans to stop here. This is just a transition. It is not technically the end. It is the end of a chapter, but not the end of the book. So thank you guys so much for following me and supporting me, and sorry for tearing up. But you know, it was a good career. It was a good life. On to bigger and better things. Not necessarily better, but on to other things. But you can still contact me and all of my lacy bits and rubber bits and silicone bits and whatever else we find on fansutopia.com.
Yes.
.com. And we'll see you on the next episode of ASN Underground Show.com.
You know what I was thinking that you could probably do too, depending like how crazy you want to take it.
And we're out.
I'm not saying I'm a bad lover, but sometimes I was the only one crossing the finish line.
Sometimes?
But the first time I tried Promescent delay spray, wow.
Wow.
Just a few sprays and I could focus more on the intimacy and not be worried about finishing too soon. Now I'm not just running a sprint. We're both signed up for a marathon together.
And he lets me cross the finish line first.
Anything for you, milady?
No accents.
Right, I mean, right.
Don't be fooled by her double D's. This woman's here to talk all about the D exquisitely because of her PhD. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to answer all your deepest, darkest questions with Dr. Stephanie. All right, guys, here's a really interesting question. You've emailed us at asnundergroundshow.com. You asked for Dr. Stephanie, and she's got all the answers. No question is too much for us. Right now, we're going to be talking about anal stretching. You want to try it for the first time? You want to go in that tight hole? You want to do what's taboo? Well, we're here to let you know how to do it safely and get the most pleasure out of your pucker.
Love that. We have so many nerve endings that come into our anus and the sphincter canal, right? It is a gold mine for pleasure. If you have not explored it, I highly suggest it. However, let's explore it in a way that's not going to hurt you, because the first time, if you're hurt, you're not going to go back.
And let's do it in a way that you get positive results.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of ways to get negative results.
Yes, very much so. So let's do some positive exploration of our anal play.
So before we get into the anal play, how do we prepare?
Oh, well. We eat green, clean diets. We don't go out like the day before and eat cheeseburgers and fries and greasy food, because let's think about it. What comes out of that? Logically, we all know if we're going to put bad into our body, we're going to get bad out of our body. So make sure that you're eating really clean and healthy. Maybe you have a juice cleanse a couple of days, or maybe the day before. Also, we want to make sure we're cleaned inside. We can have a douche inside. We can have a water
Enema?
Enema, thank you. Couldn't think of that word. You can have a water enema. You can have anything you want to have to make sure you're very good and clean. Now,
A soapy finger?
A soapy finger. That's what I was going to go with next, is because we have lots of folds and little crevices for lots of stuff to get stuck in. So make sure that you are really cleaning the way you want to clean, because we want to clean out all of that. We don't want any embarrassment. And even if there is embarrassment, that's okay too. But I want your first experience to be pleasant, pleasurable, and a go-to for you in the future.
So, pro tip from the industry.
Please, I love this.
From a friend of a friend. It is common practice for us to use enemas over and over and over and over and over again, sometimes for an hour, up until the water comes out as clear as it goes in. And because a lot of times when we're doing what we call in the industry anal acrobats, we're using very deep toys or very wide fists, hands, toys, whatever.
Apparatus.
Or we're putting things in and then pushing them back out again. So we don't want any mistakes. We want that video to be flawless in all the ways. And so that is the common practice. Now, a lot of people have been told, like, don't squirt anything into your body because it's unhygienic, like, it's not healthy for you, whether it's your vagina, your anus, whatever. But it is absolutely common practice for us. I mean, when you're going to be in 4K, high def, close up, on the part of your body you can't actually visually check to make sure it's good.
I mean, yeah.
All the precautions are taken. I don't know how it started, but a lot of female performers, because it was very common for females before everything was so open-minded, we would go and ask gay men, how do you do this? And so it really was the men sharing with us their knowledge from their own trial and error about how to really deeply clean.
Yes, and so once you're deeply cleaned and ready to go, don't just start with the biggest thing, the biggest toy, and don't think that, oh, I'm clean, I see what comes out sometimes, I know what can go in. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Start very, very small and with copious amounts of lubricant. Your vulva owners have natural production of lubrication. That's great. Penis and vulvas, we go together. Anus does not produce lubrication. You have to provide that. And if you don't, it can be very painful and cause some serious damage internally, externally. So make sure you're lubricating properly. Start small. Start with a finger. Start with a pinky. Start with something tiny, and then work your way up. There are dilators that you can use. I would definitely not start with just a whole fist. You know, let's scale down your expectations a little bit, and let's start small. But I suggest maybe a pinky, maybe a very thin dilator,
Or even just a vibrating toy
Yes.
on the opening. You don't
Yes.
have to insert. There's lots of ways to get really cool stimulation.
Rimming it.
Yeah,
Oh,
rimming.
Rimming is nice. Rimming is when you have stimulation to the outside of the
rim.
sphincter. Yeah.
Now, what about people talking about there's two sphincters? You got your outer sphincter and your inner sphincter. What about that?
And there's so much to go with that. So your inner sphincter is possibly like a female G-spot.
Okay.
It's very pleasurable. It's up in there. It's very protected. And so it's got to be, you have to use so much damn lube and you have to use so much caution with that. But yes, you have the sphincter canal that goes all the way up, and that's where stuff comes out and that's where stuff goes back in. You have to protect that. It can tear easily. It is a tissue. It can rupture. So
Lube, lube, lube,
lube, lube, lube. And let's try to sustain from putting foreign objects up there, meaning toys. I mean, when I say toys, I mean like little cars or
Barbie dolls.
I'm telling you, there's so much stuff that has come through the ER, and I'm not an ER doctor, that people want to try, and they put it up there.
Flashlights.
And it does not come out.
Buzz Lightyear, and then the wings expand.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
We've all seen that X-ray.
Think about the damage, because that is a tissue. Yes, it is an exit tissue, but it's still a very soft tissue that can be damaged and ruptured easily. So be very careful and cautious of what you put up there.
Yeah, on a lot of film sets, there is a rule that we don't put, and now this is on a lot of film sets, not all of them,
Sure.
because there are those sites, but it is a rule that you don't put anything in that doesn't have a handle
Sure.
or a ring on the end, because sometimes you get going and the body's like, all right, come on in,
It will suck it up
and
in
it
there.
disappears.
Yes, absolutely. And so make sure that you have the vibrators, the anal vibrators have the little clip on it, and they have a little ring that kind of clips down, and so you have something to hold on to. Make sure that you are not just putting free objects up there that you can't easily retrieve without the use of a doctor.
A trip to the ER.
Yeah, man.
That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. But like I said, it is one of the most pleasurable areas. I do want to encourage you to explore that pleasure zone, that erogenous zone, but explore it safely and use a lot of lube. Start small and work your way up to your final destination. You know, if it's not fitting, take your time, take it slow.
It will get there eventually.
It will get there eventually, but it's not a final destination like that has to be done today. It's a journey.
No. Sometimes it takes years.
It does, and that's okay.
And sometimes it's a mental block. It's actually not your muscles stopping you. It's your brain being like, this feels wrong.
And this is not normal, whatever the hell normal is.
Right.
This is not what I'm supposed to be used for, and so it shuts down and blocks it out.
Gosh darn, we could talk about booty all day long. We're gonna have to do a part 2 on this one. You can ask all your deep, penetrating questions here on ASNUndergroundShow.com. Just ask for Dr. Stephanie.
You're watching ASN Underground.